What's up, everybody? Welcome back to episode 2 of the METATalks podcast. This week, we're going to be discussing some of the awesome movie, TV shows, and video game titles set to release this month, what we expect from Stranger Things Season 3, Taylor Swift's drama-filled this weekend, and Halle Berry's new role in the Disney universe. We have a lot to talk about, so let's get right into it. So I got a few shows coming out this month of July. Of course, July 4th, we got the Stranger Things, Season 3.
Woo.
We got,
Damn.
let's see.
Came in
Yeah, there's a lot.
Damn.
Anything
Came in
worth
prepared,
noting?
but not
Yeah.
saying anything.
Skipping to the pages as he skips the pages.
Well, I don't know if you guys know some of these, so.
Name it.
Just
Name
shout 'em
it.
out.
Okay,
Shout 'em out.
July 1st, Divorce on HBO.
No.
Maybe just the big ones?
July 9th, Love Island on CBS.
Don't know what
No.
that is.
July 10th, Florida Girls.
Nope.
Nope.
I love them Florida
You know,
girls.
you know what? Summer season. Summer season will do that to
It's
you.
the summer
Yeah,
season of love.
They do the throwaway TV shows. Like, let's just see how it is during the summer.
That makes sense.
July 26th, you got The Boys on Amazon Prime. July 26th, you got
Boys.
Light as a Feather on Hulu.
Even these
What?
names
Are any of
sound
these?
lame.
Are you excited for any of these?
These-
Yeah, actually, on July 26th, I'm excited for The Orange is the New Black. It's going to be
Yes.
the season
Oh,
finale.
That'll be
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, so that's going to be good.
It'll
Is
be
it
the
gonna be
series
like the
finale.
of the series?
Of the series,
Series
yeah.
finale, yeah.
Did you guys all have
Season
watched
7?
that show?
I watched
I have-
maybe like 3 or 4 seasons.
Yeah, I watched
Oh,
4
yeah.
seasons.
Yeah, it's not too
I
bad.
watched the
I
first
watched-
season.
I think I watched like three seasons.
I played the game in
It's
Vegas.
not
Me too.
I hit a couple jackpots on.
Lost.
Yeah.
Lost.
Also, Veronica Mars is coming to Hulu.
Ooh, I like Veronica Mars.
I don't know what that is, but yeah.
July 29th, we got Bachelor in Paradise on ABC.
Oh,
I
yeah.
can't wait.
Woo!
Yeah,
wait for that.
I think I saw Brandon on there actually. I
This summer is lit.
think it was a Hawaii special.
Yeah.
July 31st, we have 4 Weddings and a Funeral on Hulu. No One Saw a Thing from the Sundance. And that's about it. Okay.
All right. There,
Looks like a
there
popular-
it is, man.
No. Okay.
Well, I mean, I think that's a good segue into Stranger Things 3.
Mhm.
It's coming out tomorrow, which is going to be 4th of July. And this is the first time it's actually going to be coming out 4th of July. Usually they always release it during Halloween because it always had like a Halloween-centric theme. But I believe the reason why they had extended it further past was because the kids were getting older a lot faster. Because, you know, when you work with child actors,
They get old.
They get old fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like you almost don't recognize them. Actually, they're doing their press junket now, and
Mhm.
you're watching the kids, and you're like, who are these kids? Like, they don't seem like the same kids. But season 3 promises a lot more mystery. You know, in season 2, I mean, for anyone who hasn't seen the season 2, 11 or 11, she actually closed the door. Wait, is it 11 or 7?
7.
7-11. Yeah.
Nah, it's 11. It's 11.
Yeah, so 11 had closed the gate, right, to the Upside Down. And so this time around, they're saying that they had escaped, even though she had closed it. So they're still kind of haunting them, and it looks
What
like
escaped?
I guess the Upside Down or the
The
Demogorgon.
monsters?
Yeah, I guess like the one that possessed
Will.
Will is now out, and I guess they're still connected according to a lot of the trailers. It seems like they're still connected in a certain way, and then 11's wondering like, oh, how, like, I thought I closed it, like, what's going on here?
Stranger Things is one of those shows where like they have so much going on that is unanswered that it's going to be interesting to see how they're able to kind of answer all those questions, because there's so
Right.
many questions that
Yeah.
like so many things going on where you're like, what is this, what's going on?
Yeah.
I don't know. Have you watched Stranger Things? Do you guys watch
No.
all? No.
I've
I watched
I've
the
seen
first and
clips.
second one, but I feel like I have to rewatch the second one just to
Yeah.
know what
Yeah.
season 3 is
I
gonna.
think
It's kind of
that's-
complicated.
Yeah.
And I think that's also a byproduct of like Netflix shows coming out all at one time.
Mhm.
Like you literally binge all 8 or all 10 episodes one time, and it's like it's almost like Christmas, like one time of the year, and then you never look back.
Yeah.
And then when the new season comes up, maybe you'll refresh
Yeah,
yourself. So,
binge.
yeah, so I think that's another thing. Like people have a hard time like remembering what happened in season 2, and what's going to be happening in season 3.
Yeah, I'm like struggling to remember what even happened in season 2.
That's how I feel too.
Well, season
Like I
2
remember everything about season 1, but when it comes to season 2,
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, like what happened?
Yeah,
So I remember Will got like possessed, right?
yeah, he got possessed.
So he was like having those issues.
he was twitching out, right?
Yeah, he was like becoming like a monster. He was like
Yeah.
all sick. He went into
Yeah.
a coma, right?
Yeah, he went into
Yeah.
a coma, and then so that I mean, it's funny because they really disassociate him from the whole storyline. Because even from the first season, he wasn't really involved because he was in the Upside Down.
Yeah.
Then the second season, he's all infected and everything unexpected was kind of happening. But they always do a great job of introducing characters and then connecting them together, and then also recreating that mystery. Recreating that mystery is crazy. Crazy.
I remember I really liked it. I remember finishing the season in like a day and a half or 2 days, and when I was done with it, I felt
You're like, oh, it's good?
satisfied. Yeah,
Yeah,
I was
I
like,
felt
oh,
satisfied.
that was a
This is
good
good.
second season. But
Yeah.
I mean, I'm glad that it's coming out sooner rather than later. We don't have to wait till October.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited.
Would be normally the case, but yeah. So they felt 4th of July was a little bit more appropriate.
Yeah.
I think they're also heading into, I think they said the 90s, and so what's gonna happen is like you get all those like 90s references that everyone's looking forward to, the movie references, the mall references. So
90s
you'll
was
see a
the
lot.
best year.
Yeah, it says
Yeah, I
it
think
takes
so
place
too.
of the summer of 1985.
Oh, 85.
Okay, never
Oh,
mind.
okay. Never mind.
I wasn't
90s
born.
was a good
They
year.
kind
Wasn't
of do a
born
good
then.
job of like, as you
Yeah.
were talking about earlier, the kids are growing. You know,
Mhm.
they're like they're becoming older.
Yeah.
So they do a good job of like jumping in time from season to season because it doesn't feel like it's only been 6 months, but they look 4 years older. You know,
Right.
like
Yeah.
they do a good job of saying, "Oh, this is 2 years later." Like this
Right.
is, there's
Yeah,
a
they're
nice
keeping the
time
pacing
gap.
really,
Yeah, yeah.
really well. And I think it'll be interesting because I think for this season, it's Millie Bobby Brown's last season.
Who's that?
Millie Bobby Brown is 11.
Oh, okay. Why
Oh,
is it
okay.
only last season?
I think she had said in an interview that she didn't want to like be stuck in this character role, so
Well, she's
she's
dead.
expanding.
Mm.
So she's gonna die.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So the theory is,
No doubt.
You already know that.
if you watch it,
Spoiler alert.
Yeah,
She
spoiler
dead.
alert. She's dead. She's written off.
Before it even came out,
I know.
she's dead.
Well, she
Yeah.
just did Godzilla, right?
She did.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
she was kind of like double tapped, I think.
I didn't watch Godzilla, but it looked really cool, and her character seemed cool. Like,
Well, I think most of the movie she was just screaming.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's the
Well, so
best
she's like
role
11
right
then.
there.
she's
Yeah.
just like 11,
so she'll
screaming
play the
and
same role.
arms out, screaming. Ah. Yeah, but I think for the most part, what you can look forward to is kind of for season 3, just new characters. They're introducing new characters and then new ways in which they're going to be possessed, and I think they're going to introduce new demons too. So I think it'll be exciting.
Cool, cool,
Okay.
cool.
Yeah.
So some upcoming movies coming out in July. July 2nd, of course, Spider-Man: Far From Home just
Yeah.
came out.
Watching it tonight.
I watched
Ooh,
it. I watched
you
it
guys been-
yesterday.
Oh, how'd you like it?
I liked it. I liked it a lot.
I thought it
Yeah,
was good.
It was really good.
Okay. We got on July 12th, we have The Crawl coming out. Basically,
It's
the alligator
Yeah,
one. Yeah.
Sharknado.
So basically, for our listeners that don't know, the movie is about a young woman who, while attempting to save her father during a Category 5 hurricane, finds herself trapped in a flooding house and must fight for her life against alligators.
Dude,
Oh
what a
my
crazy
God.
premise.
I know, right? And this is from the director that did like The Hills Have Eyes, Mirrors, and Piranha
Oh,
3D.
So it's gonna be scary.
So it's gonna be pretty cool.
Yeah.
We also have on the same day Stuber. I don't know if I said that
Stuber.
correctly. That's with Dave Bautista.
Oh yeah.
Dave Bautista.
Yeah,
Sorry. So this one
Yeah,
is
come on, our token.
when a mild-mannered Uber driver named Stu picks up a passenger who turns out to be a cop hot on a trail of a brutal killer. He's thrust into a harrowing ordeal where he desperately tries to hold onto his wits, his life, and even his 5-star rating.
That's what happens when you day drink. You start slurring your words.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's okay though.
It's very
it's
apparent.
all right.
He's gonna
It's
be gone in
just
the next
we
10
have to
minutes.
address it.
Happens in the English.
We're not gonna let you.
But I mean, how do you guys feel about him as an actor?
Dude, he's been in so many things recently.
Yeah,
I know.
He was in Guardians,
I think
right?
he's.
I think that really set him off was Guardians of the
So
Galaxy.
he's Drax in Guardians,
Yeah.
but now he's trying to be like kind of the next Rock.
I was about to say,
I
like,
can
he
see
kind of
that.
like paved the
I
way,
can see
you know,
that.
for like the WWE stars.
Yeah.
Because even like John Cena's trying to, you know.
Right. So
Yeah.
he
I've
saw
seen
that what The
John
Rock
Cena.
was doing, kind of. I mean, I would say The Rock paved the way.
Yeah.
Oh, I was just
Yeah.
saying as an example that John Cena's
Oh,
trying to
Hulk
go down
Hogan
that same
people.
path.
Nah, just kidding.
Was he?
Hulk
Oh,
Hogan.
oh God.
So The Rock paved the way for like WWE stars being Hollywood
Actor.
celebrities,
Yeah.
right?
Exactly.
So, dude, Dave Bautista is kind of following that exact trajectory where he's doing these roles with like little girls, like the Tooth Fairy,
Yep.
the Rock.
That
you know
sounds
what I
wrong.
mean?
That sounds wrong.
No, I didn't know that. I
Me,
didn't
me,
know
me,
that, but that's
me.
good.
the Rock and that little girl in the Tooth Fairy.
I didn't see that
Huh?
movie.
Tooth Fairy.
Huh?
Wait, is that?
The game
Is that-
plan.
What kind of movies
The
you
game plan,
watching?
not Tooth Fairy.
Wait, wasn't he in something
Is that
called the Tooth Fairy too?
indie-
I did
I
not
don't
remember
know.
that.
Oh my god, dude!
I don't know what you
How
watch.
old are you guys? You guys are like
Tooth
40
Fairy.
or something. You guys don't know how
40.
these
I'm
Disney
I'm not
movies.
40.
He's like, come on, guys, come on. I can't be the
You're
only
pretty
one.
close to 40. You're pretty close, bro. He's like,
I
I'm
don't
not
disclose my
40. I'm
age.
37,
I'm
bro.
28 on
No, he's
paper.
28.
On paper.
Quincy just turned the big 2-5. What you guys talking about?
I said the big 2-5.
So yeah, I think it's cool that he is following like that same road that The Rock went down because he's a really funny guy. Like I love Drax and Guardians.
Yeah.
So if he's
good.
able to continue that and like get more and more roles, that's really cool.
Yeah. So I'm actually kind of excited for that one.
Yeah.
Should be pretty good.
Yeah.
July 19th, we have The Lion King coming out.
Ooh, that's one that Kari's looking forward to.
You got James Earl Jones as Mufasa, Donald Glover as Simba, Beyonce as Nala,
Dude, that's
Damn.
gonna be so dope.
Seth
Queen
Rogen
Bee.
as Pumbaa.
Ooh, Seth would be
Like imagine
Yeah.
the singing with Beyonce and Childish
Oh,
Gambino.
yeah.
dude.
Did you guys see
I know.
the latest trailer of them singing what's that duet song?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Can you feel the love?
Yeah.
It was just a couple of seconds, yeah.
But I mean, you can still like
you
get
can
it like
hear
a
it.
feeling of like
So
what it would
dope.
sound like. Yeah, it's
Dude,
gonna
so
sound
awesome,
good.
man.
And then on July 26th, we have Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, a Quentin Tarantino film.
I saw the
Oh,
preview
wow.
for that when I saw
Yeah.
Spider-Man Far From Home. It was
That's gonna have Leonardo DiCaprio, Brad
Brad
Pitt,
Pitt.
Dakota Fanning, Al Pacino,
Dakota
Kurt
Fanning.
Russell.
God.
I mean, it's like
Out
a
of
huge
retirement.
cast.
I know, out of
Crazy cast.
retirement.
Yeah.
And Quentin Tarantino always gets the
Yeah.
craziest like actors,
Yeah.
the craziest lineup of actors in his
Mhm.
movie.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be great, probably.
Plus, I just like the way he directs.
Right.
yeah,
Like you can
Super
totally
unique,
tell it's a Quentin
super
Tarantino
Yeah,
unique.
you
film.
can.
Yeah.
Yep.
So some upcoming games coming out in July. I don't know if you guys are gamers. I know
Gamers.
Brandon is for sure.
I'm not. What is a gamer? I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
We got Apex Legends Season 2 coming out July 2nd.
Season 2.
Interesting.
Final Fantasy 14 Online Shadowbringers July 2nd.
The
That's
ad
going to
for
be a
that was really
DLC.
good. Have you seen the ad for that with Tom Holland?
Well, actually, it was at E3. Did you guys get to check it out at E3?
I didn't get to see it.
It was pretty dope.
I didn't go to E E3.
Silent pause. Silent pause. Pretty sure you was there.
Neither did I.
July 4th, also with the show Stranger Things 3, the video game comes out
That's cool.
Wow.
for consoles.
What kind of is it? Like an RPG, or do you know?
It's like
Kind of just like a
it kind of looks
Follow the
like
show
the
kinda.
original Grand Theft Auto on PlayStation.
Oh.
It's like bird's eye view,
Oh, nice.
and it's like 8-bit looking.
Oh.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You probably like that because
Yeah,
it's like 80s
that's true.
reference, right?
Oh, okay, yeah, that's cool.
We got Attack on Titans 2 Final Battle July 5th on the
Season
consoles.
descended. Woo.
That's dope. Did you watch the new season?
I did.
No
I watched
spoilers.
the
No
last
spoilers.
season.
We got Dragon Quest Builders 2 July 12th on PS4 and Switch.
Do you-
Also, God Eater 3 on Switch July 12th.
Don't know what that is.
It's a really popular Japanese. Basically, you just fight monsters and stuff.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's like an RPG.
Cool, cool,
That's
cool.
fun.
The Sims 4 Island Living Expansion July
That's what
16th.
I've been
Yeah.
waiting for.
Hell yeah.
And of course, my favorite that I got to play at E3, Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, The Black Order on Switch, July 19th. Beyond Two Souls for PC, July 22nd. Fire Emblem Three Houses on the Switch, July 26th. Another one that I really liked at E3 was Wolfenstein Youngblood.
Oh,
Comes
Wolfenstein.
out July 26th on PC, PS4, Xbox, and Switch.
The Wolfenstein game seemed super
That one was like super fast paced.
good,
Like if
yeah.
you're into like first person shooters, like super fast paced. And then we have Ace Combat 7 Skies Unknown July 31st DLC. And that's about it
Yeah.
for July as far as all that goes. Yes, sir.
Sounds like an exciting summer.
I
cool,
know.
cool. All right. What's Taylor Swift? Tay-Tay?
Tay Tay.
Hey, Tay.
Celebrity
Holy,
gossip.
holy damn. It's ridiculous.
It's crazy. I love it
It's
though. I love.
ridiculous.
All right, break it down.
I love the
have no
tea.
idea what's
I love the
happening.
tea. Tell us what the tea.
She brought the
Brought
literally.
the shit. Like the
Doo-doo.
shit storm or just the doo-doo?
She threw down the doo doo. Okay, so this is what we're calling it, the worst case scenario
Yeah.
by Taylor Swift.
Quote and unquote.
Yeah.
Quoted by Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Her worst
So
case
if you
scenario.
didn't know, I get it was this week that Scooter Braun, who manages
The
like
30th.
yeah,
June 30th.
oh June
Is
30th,
when it happened.
who manages like Justin Bieber, not
Ariana Grande.
yeah, Ariana Grande, Demi Lovato,
Kanye West.
Kanye West, all those people. He bought out, well, not bought out, but
Kind of acquisition merger.
yeah,
Acquisition merger.
with Big Machine Records.
Yeah.
And that's actually Taylor Swift's old label.
Record label, yeah.
label, yeah. She
Since
got
she was
out
15.
yeah, since she started.
Yeah, since she started.
So from like 2006 to 2018.
Yeah, that's
So
crazy.
that was just last year.
Yeah.
So because of this, she brought the whole storm onto Tumblr and did a whole entire Tumblr post
Yeah.
about why she's so upset about this thing.
That's so Taylor Swift.
Yeah, I
I'm
know.
gonna take it to Tumblr.
Not
Yeah.
Twitter
Keep
or
it kinda
Instagram.
low-key.
Yeah, Tumblr.
He was kind of low key.
Are any of these men exes?
No.
No.
Oh, okay. Because she
No.
always be hating on the exes.
Yeah.
But they're definitely exes in her life now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like X out of her life.
Check out her new single coming out soon.
I know, right?
So yeah, because apparently, if you didn't know, she had a whole big riff or thing with Scooter
Scooter.
Braun,
Yeah.
and because there's like a whole controversy with the whole Kim Kardashian and Kanye West thing,
Right.
and with Kim Kardashian doing like a secret like tape like
The
recording,
The recording, yeah. The fabricated recording.
fabricated recording, in which she said Scooter like he
Kind of producer. right?
produced it, had two of his clients and did it, and then also Kanye West with his whole music video, and he did like a revenge porn kind of thing, and like
Right, right.
stripped her naked on that video.
Yeah. She was stripped.
Yeah.
naked.
What
Yeah.
video was this?
Asking for a friend.
Not for
Asking
me.
for a friend, yeah.
I like that little giggle that Brandon did though.
What do I search up exactly?
Hey,
What?
you got your laptop right? Let me see this real quick.
Naked Taylor Swift. Look that up.
2019. 2019.
Link in bio.
Yeah.
Does this have anything? So Kanye had that huge thing with Taylor. of
Yeah,
course,
so
right?
this
This
is
is kind of like
why
the sequence of events.
sequence. So
Okay.
this
Yeah.
is why she did her whole Tumblr post.
Okay.
It's because since she was part of Big Machine Records and they have all her albums, everything that she has written
Never
from
Masters.
They
all her
own-
yeah, they own it.
Yeah.
Big Machine
Because it's her
owns it.
label.
And now that Scooter has kind of like purchased and made a whole 300 million deal with them,
Yeah.
he now has the rights to it.
The
Wow.
Masters.
He has all the
That's
masters,
strange.
everything.
Well, see, okay. So the reason why it's not necessarily strange is a lot of experts are saying
Mhm.
Big Machine Records is actually worth nothing without Taylor Swift's
Yeah.
masters.
Right. It's just
So-
her.
So from a business standpoint, it kind of makes sense why someone like what's his
Scooter
name?
Braun.
Scott Borchetta, he's
Yeah.
the founder of Big Machine Records.
Mhm.
Would
Does it-
sell it.
Yes,
Yeah.
would not give Taylor her masters unless she re-signed her contract
Mhm.
or if he
Like she
did-
would have to produce one in order to gain one.
Yeah.
Oh.
That was
Yeah,
what
that
she
was-
said in the letter.
So
So I have the quote right here
yeah.
from her. If you guys want me to read it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
For years, I pleaded for a chance to own my work. Instead, I was given an opportunity to sign back up to Big Machine Records and earn one album back at a time, one for every new one I turned in.
Mhm.
I walked away because I knew once I signed that contract, Scott Borchetta would sell the label, thereby selling me and my future. I had to make the excruciating choice to leave behind my past. Music I wrote on my bedroom floor and videos I dreamed up and paid for from the money I earned, playing in bars, then clubs, then arenas, then stadiums.
Wow.
So basically, yeah. She
Was
isn't
okay.
a horrible situation.
So the hard thing is, I'm a huge Taylor Swift fan, like
Mhm.
huge fan.
I can
And
see that.
I under-
I didn't want to say anything.
And I've been.
that's why he thinks he's 22.
Yeah, exactly.
And I've been following her career from the very beginning. But what's very interesting is, I mean, like we'll let Kari kind of like still like break down the story, but it's hard. It's like to make it in that business, you have to make sacrifices, and
Mhm.
Taylor Swift signed that contract when she was 15 for a 10-year run, and she sacrificed like all her music. I mean, but there's different ways of looking at it, because she wasn't given the opportunity to buy her masters, which is
Well,
kind
like
of
they're also
unfortunate.
saying that she was given the opportunity,
True.
but it's like who's telling the truth here? We don't know.
Yeah.
You're like hearing from both sides.
hearsay.
Like it's Like they're saying, no, she did have the opportunity. Like we said it to her, and then she just decided to leave.
Yeah.
And that's why she's with a new label.
Right.
Which they're actually giving her all the rights to her songs. Whatever she produces, that's fully hers.
Right,
Which
yeah.
I believe in the music industry, like I feel like artists who write their own songs, produce, they should have the rights.
Their own music, yeah.
Yeah.
And is there any way for her to prove that this has been going on?
Well, so
Like texts or
well,
anything?
The thing is that they have receipts
Yeah.
that Scott Borchetta did bring up. He said he created the contract, offered it to her, she refused. I mean, based off of her future, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the hard thing is that, like, for him as a business owner, he can't, like, I can understand the 1-for-1, even though he said that they were going to give everything to her if she re-signed her contract. But, like, essentially, you know, this business that he built, right, that he sold for $300 million, like, he'll have nothing if he didn't have Taylor as an artist or gave up his the masters of Taylor Swift's, like, 5 albums. Like, he'll have nothing, right? So he kind of loses in that sense. But then it's like it kind of alienates Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
So it's hard. He's in a tough position, and I think he's upset because, you know, everyone's gonna believe Taylor Swift because you know she's actually pleading to her fans, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of it's possible that he's just stuck in a hard situation and she's kind of overreacting.
Yeah, like he's like basically the middleman.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
And
Right
he's full on defending himself too. Like,
and then also we like even Eric Logan, who is on the board of Big Machine Records, like he said he couldn't sit still and just watch this. He had to say something on his mind. And like he said, I'm not going to sit on the sidelines and allow you to rewrite history and bend the truth to justify your lack of understanding of a business deal.
Oh yeah.
And he said, in her words, she said, you know, Scooter Braun is like a bully.
Right, he's bullying her.
So he said, you're the real bully. Your power is fading, your shine is dull, and this is what bullies do. They lash out, especially when they're called to stand in the truth.
Yeah.
So
that's intense. Everyone is calling Taylor Swift a bully, though.
Yeah.
Not everyone.
Not
I shouldn't say
everyone.
everyone, but
Many people.
everyone
Majority.
on Scooter's side. Everyone on Scooter's side is calling her, like Scooter's wife
Well,
is
if
saying she's a
we
bully.
if we take her previous altercations with with the media, with her ex-boyfriends, with everybody, and how she's overreacted many times. From what I'm reading and what I'm seeing, she signed the contract. When you sign a contract, hey, you should have read the contract. I mean, that's just how I feel. Like you made the bed, sleep in it. You know.
Yeah, and then for her, so she's saying like, "Oh, I was 15, I didn't know." You know.
See, but like, what is like when you look at it, like, what is the big deal? Everyone's saying that it's because she doesn't have the rights to the music.
Right.
But then I think one of the big deal is I think she already knew that once, you know, Scott Borchetta had sold the company.
She had to leave it
She
behind.
already knew
She
that she had to leave it behind.
Yeah.
But the big thing was it's Scooter Braun that
bought the company. Yeah.
So that's why all hell broke loose.
It's more of a touchy subject because someone that she doesn't like, someone that she felt bullied her, and then of course felt like Kanye West and Justin Bieber bullied her as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Is the reason why she's taking it more personally.
Because if somebody else had bought it, I don't think this would have happened.
Right. Anybody
at
else?
all.
Because I think even Universal was gonna buy it. Universal Music was gonna buy Big Machine Records, but then he sold it to.
See, because like I can totally understand if an artist wants the rights to their music, right? Like that's understandable. You want your
what you created.
your creation to be yours. So I completely understand that, but I mean I just don't see why she's making it such a huge deal if
it's a Scooter Braun. I think it's all Scooter Braun.
It's all him.
It's just I don't know. She's
and
over.
It's like,
she's
and
overreacting.
they even made
kinda.
like a whole fans made a whole petition thing on change.org.
Oh yeah.
Oh
and
no,
like,
another petition.
Yeah. And
oh,
then,
those things that don't do nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
Apparently, Katy
waste of
Perry
time.
signed it.
Yeah.
She signed it. And then who else is backing Taylor is like Shawn Mendes.
Shawn Mendes
Of
is
course.
on the
I
list.
mean, other artists are gonna.
Because they're friends.
Yeah, they're friends.
Brandon Urie. Because
But then look at Demi Lovato. I guess they weren't friends, huh?
Ed Sheeran.
Ed Sheeran's her friend.
That's my boy.
Cara Delevingne. She ranted
also my
on
boy.
Justin Bieber's Instagram.
Yeah, she
Because
ranted.
Justin Bieber had to come into the middle of this and post a whole lengthy Instagram
Post.
to
he
Taylor.
said-
And Cara Delevingne, she blasted him and the wife.
Oh, really? The wife too?
She said to Haley Baldwin.
Yeah.
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 And then
Oh, they're still together.
yeah.
They're married.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
hopefully. Nah, I don't know. Who knows?
You never know what to believe.
Alicia
You believe
Cara,
Kari. That's what you do.
Halsey, she did a whole lengthy post too, because
She's defending Taylor.
yeah,
right?
because she said Taylor was her inspiration
Halsey.
behind why she writes her
Halsey.
own music,
Right,
and she
right.
believes that artists needs to have their own rights.
music, Yeah.
Iggy Azalea, she
Iggy.
came out and says she understands Taylor, where she's coming from, and also saying that it's kind of weird that Scott Bruschetta texted Taylor the day before that this happened. So she's saying, I don't think Taylor knew, because if you're doing a whole deal contract like that, you'll know months.
Contracts and
in advance.
negotiations,
Yeah,
right? Take a long
takes
time.
a long time.
Bieber apologized too.
Well, he didn't.
It wasn't really
apologize.
apologize.
Yeah. All he
When
said
you
was,
read
"Is
it.
like,
Oh,
hey,
yeah.
I'm sorry that I posted that
Yeah.
that bullying post before."
But everything I said was true.
Yeah, everything I said was true, and on top of that, like we love you. Me and
Yeah.
Scooter love you. So stop being a.
And then also we have Todrick Hall, who recently helped produce Taylor's Me video.
Yeah.
No, not the Me, but
Calm down.
Calm Down video. And
to
he
calm
was
down.
actually managed by Scooter Braun for 6 years.
6 years.
And he lashed out on him, saying that he's an evil man.
didn't
He's
do anything for-
homophobic.
Yeah, he's homophobic.
He heard from his mouth that he doesn't like Taylor Swift. And yeah, because he hasn't done anything for his career
Yeah.
while under him.
Hmm.
So I can see that. And then, yeah.
So there's only a few people then backing
So
Scooter.
far, what we see.
Yeah.
Then you see like people who unfollow him too.
Yeah,
so
I
it's,
saw
like
a lot
other
of
big
people
names
unfollow.
too.
I saw Rihanna unfollowed
Yeah,
him.
Rihanna, Adele.
Adele.
Also,
So,
Mike
yeah.
is not in the podcast anymore.
No, I'm here. Oh, I'm here.
Mike.
It's just very
unfollowed.
fascinating.
Yeah.
He unfollowed.
He unfollowed,
Unfollowed the
this-
podcast.
He unfollowed the podcast. Sorry, guys. I'm checked out.
But
I mean,
it's like it's still going on.
we could have a
It's
whole
crazy.
episode.
The podcast or the drama?
The
The
drama.
drama.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
the drama. It's getting bigger and bigger because now it becomes
Because there's
like,
more people getting involved, which I feel like they should not get involved.
Yeah.
And
That's
you're
like
a
the
big
Tati-
name. You're
the Tati
you're
and
like
the
a big
freaking
name
James
celebrity,
Charles.
and then you're gonna put it out there. Like who did it? Sia. She put
Sia.
it out there. She's
And she got the
defending
backlash.
Scooter, and now she's getting backlash.
And at
Yeah.
the end of the day, what is it gonna cultivate to?
Yeah.
Like, what is it gonna accomplish?
Accomplish,
What
yeah.
is it?
That's
like,
exactly what I was gonna
yeah,
ask.
Like,
Yeah.
all of this back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. People backing this side, people backing Taylor. What is it gonna accomplish? What is it gonna?
Because I mean, at the end of the day, she signed the contract, right?
signed the contract.
So I mean,
And
we can
it's
bicker
over,
about
right?
it all we
every
want.
artist,
Be done about
every
it?
artist should know like this is.
Well, can
how
anything
it
be
should
done?
Well, I mean, if you signed black and white, right?
Well,
Like
no,
that's
like-
a legal
Well,
document.
The only things that could be done like legally is that Scooter like makes amends and says, "Hey, I'll give you your masters."
well, the thing is, she's ghosting him. So
But I mean,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
his decision, right?
That's such a
right,
Taylor
that's his
Swift thing to
decision.
do.
Yeah.
That's his decision, right?
So
Also-
really, you can't do anything because that's his
Tumblr
decision.
post, and I'm ghosting you,
yeah.
dude. So Taylor Swift, I can't wait for her to next album. It's gonna
It's
be
coming
it's
out
gonna be
on the
called
28th.
Ghost.
It's called Lover, actually.
Yeah.
On the 28th.
But it's like
Oh.
it's so
There
weird.
it is.
Keep a lookout. Keep a lookout.
She has something with people named Scott.
Yeah, I
Scott
know.
Bruschetta, Scooter,
Scooter.
Scott. His real name is Scott.
You
her
know what?
dad
really?
is her
Maybe-
dad is Scott. Oh, and then her dad is on
on the board.
Is on the shareholder
Oh, shareholder. Yeah, that's right.
for Big Machine, right?
yeah,
Oh my
he's
God.
a shareholder. So
You know
that's
what
why Scooter's wife was all like, "Oh, your
Yeah.
dad's on
Your
the.
dad knew about it. Blah,
Your
blah,
dad
blah,
knew what was
whatever.
going on. He's a
Like,
shareholder. It's crazy.
Yeah. Anybody who signed that petition, first to go.
First to go.
If there's like an apocalypse, first to go. Anybody who signs a petition,
Yeah.
anybody who gets involved in this mess,
Petitions in general.
first to go.
Damn, I just signed.
you're gone. You're in the front line.
Oh.
I think I did that when the article came out. No, I'm just kidding.
Like as soon as the Thanos
Just Thanos snap me.
Dissolve.
I'm one of the 50%. I'll see you guys.
See you guys later.
See you guys in
Sign
5
the
years.
petition.
That's funny.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
What a
Too good.
ridiculous thing.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, entertainment news. It was like really kind of blah until this.
Until this, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
sure a lot of people are enjoying it though, the drama.
They love
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
but this
Loving
is
it.
almost as big as the James Charles and Tati.
Yeah, that one was
Like, and it's like you just want to read about it, like everything.
I don't know why that one got me. The James Charles one, I was like fascinated by it because I couldn't
It was
believe what was going
fascinating.
on.
Yeah, I know.
It's hard to
I was
believe.
like, dude,
It's
this
just-
guy, like, I kept refreshing his Instagram,
Yeah.
And literally every time I refreshed, 100,000 followers
Yeah.
gone. I was like,
Yeah.
I was
oh my
even watching the
I think it was
damn
more
like.
the fact that he lost the subscribers. is
Yeah, I
what
was
we're
watching
saying.
the subscriber
go
count
down.
video. I was watching the video. Like,
800,
yeah, I know. I was
800K.
like, yes.
Woo.
Come on.
dude, that's insane. And he probably lost so much. I mean, he's doing fine.
No, but
Yeah,
he
he's-
brought it back up.
They brought it back up. Yeah,
So-
Okay,
because
he
Tati
stabilized?
kinda-
Because
yeah.
there's like whole other things going down with the whole beauty community,
Yeah.
and now he's
Dude,
back up to
what
his
if-
16.
Oh, is
What if
he?
it was actually good for him? Like, what if he
That's
made
what
money
I'm saying.
being
Who
in the
knows?
news?
Who
like
knows?
people who didn't know James Charles?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody knows
Yeah.
who James
Nah, I know
Charles is.
James
That's-
Who's James Charles?
Do you not know?
I don't know
If you
James
don't know,
Charles.
For real?
Yeah, I don't know
the
James
makeup
Charles.
guru,
Insanely popular.
Beauty guru.
Yeah.
beauty guru.
Oh,
You should
okay.
watch his
Uh,
videos. You can learn something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Whoa.
no, seriously.
Whoa.
Man,
Yeah, we gotta hide these
real.
pimples. You know what I'm saying? Shit, under this hair.
Well, he makes
Contour
cool, he makes cool
something over
videos,
there.
man. As
Needs
a,
more powder.
As a
You
guy
need to
who's
point your
not
nose.
interested at all in beauty
Yeah.
and makeup and all that stuff, hey, more power to you.
How come you
are-
watch it?
My girlfriend watches it.
Oh, okay.
So it's on. It's
I don't know.
on-
You got a big
I like
smile
the
on your
smile.
face right now.
It's
My-
Point to the
on-
camera. Point to the
My girlfriend watches
it's
it.
on in the
Smile.
background sometimes.
I don't know. Your cheeks are looking extra pink today.
He makes good videos, man. I'm not mad at
He
it.
does.
That's all, I'm not
I
mad
think
at
they're
it. That's
okay.
all it is.
He does, but I can't stand the way he talks, and it's so fast.
Yeah.
And then his
As-
singing. Oh my
Oh,
god.
I've never
Singing
heard him
no.
sing.
Yeah,
I've
don't
never
watch
heard
him
If
sing.
you ever go
Don't
to like
watch it.
his like he does his tour things or meetups, like
Yeah.
he sings. And I'm like, really?
What?
Yeah,
Well,
his
when you're
videos,
popular, you
not
can do
for me,
anything you want.
But I can see why, you know.
They're entertaining for some.
But I mean,
Let me
he's
think.
really good though in what he does. So.
Oh yeah, super good at makeup.
But speaking on celebrities, what's the deal with Halle Berry and being in the Disney universe?
Dude, she
I didn't
is
bring that
Ariel
topic up.
in the live action
Wait
Little
a
Mermaid.
minute.
Wait,
She
are you
just got
serious?
casted.
What?
She
When
just
was?
got casted
When
this
was
morning.
it?
This morning.
Is this
For
fake
which
news?
one?
For being the main character in the Little Mermaid live action remake.
Oh, I thought you said Wakanda too.
No, you're talking about Black Panther too. Wakanda.
I was just waiting for someone to react.
Come to
Racist?
Wakanda too. Come to
Racist?
Wakanda too. I invite you to Wakanda too.
Mike's canceled?
He's
What?
already gone after
Oh,
he signed the petition.
My bad.
That's true.
Snap me,
God.
snap me.
So
No, so yeah, how do you guys feel about that? That's
Dustin.
crazy, right? I mean, she's really old.
That
No
is.
offense to Halle Berry, but she's kind of old.
So is she
Oh.
Ursula?
No, she's Ariel,
she
the
looks
young
like
girl.
Ursula.
What?
She looks like
Yeah.
Ursula to me. She would make a better Ursula.
How is she the young girl? I don't
Isn't
understand
Ariel
that.
like a teenager?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She got red hair.
And she.
Well, I don't know. Let me
she-
look up Ariel.
No, I know what Ariel.
She a
looks
white
like.
girl with red
I
hair.
haven't
Yeah.
seen it in a minute.
I know what Ariel looks like. She don't look like Halle Berry.
Oh my
I feel
God.
like
Now when
Black
I go
Panther
Disneyland
paved the
and
way
ride
for
the
this.
Ride, I'm gonna be thinking of Halle Berry.
I know.
They gotta change it. It's like a white girl.
I know, right?
Oh my gosh,
Have you not seen Little Mermaid?
dude!
What?
It's not Halle Berry. It's Halle Bailey,
Oh my gosh.
dude.
And you want
We're
to?
canceled.
my
We're
word.
canceled.
What are you drinking? Because you're over here telling me like, oh, because I'm day
That
drinking,
day
that I'm like,
Wait, who is this?
I don't know. You tell
Obviously
me.
Halle Berry.
Okay, this is all hilarious because I read an article this morning and it said Barry. I swear to God.
Oh my, maybe
So
you were-
whatever
Were
article,
you eating any berries today? Like
whatever article that was screwed up, but that's awesome.
but not
that-
me.
Yo, this is actually crazy. The news just came in this morning that the next Disney live action movie for The Little Mermaid, Ariel, was casted as an African American girl named Halle Bailey. Is that?
Holly Berry?
Yeah, not Halle
How
Berry.
come it
Oh,
sounds like Halle
yeah.
Berry?
Yeah, you have like an accent. Is that Holly Berry?
Haley-
From Monsters
Haley
Ball?
Bailey.
Halle
Is that,
Bailey.
is that her name?
Halle.
Halle Bailey.
Or is it
Halle Bailey.
Is it
Halle. No,
No, really.
I guess I'm not the only one stuttering
Halle
today.
Oh my God.
That day
Hailey or
drinking.
Haley?
That day drinking.
I don't know. Say with a smile and then tell
I
me.
think it's Haley.
Is it Haley Bailey?
Haley
Haley
Bailey.
Okay.
Haley Bailey.
Anyway,
But
so
so
she's like
she-
Janet Jackson,
And
Yeah.
she's a YouTuber, right?
and she's a YouTuber.
Her and her sister, they made a YouTube channel and they made it big with doing covers of other people's songs, and they did a Beyonce cover, Lemonade.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Beyonce like dubbed them like the little Beyonce.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So,
So that's how
there,
they
after
blew up.
that, that's how they blew
Yeah,
up.
famous.
So I find it so weird that she's now in acting because
Yeah.
I only thought of her as singing.
Well, it's kind of a Jennifer Hudson kind of deal, you know, like Jennifer Hudson, she's a singer, but she still gets an
Yeah.
Oscar.
But then I feel sad because it's like, you know, her poor sister has to sit aside.
Yeah, because you can only cast one.
Yeah.
So how do you guys feel about Ariel, who is traditionally white with red hair, being casted as an African American girl? I'm all for it personally.
I'm okay
Yeah.
with it. not a big deal.
But I mean, I can see
Who was the other contestants?
yeah,
That's what I want to know.
Who else was casting?
How did she get in the Disney building to like even
Okay, I think,
apply
like,
for
one
this
Scarlett-
role?
Scarlett
Singing.
Johansson.
Yeah.
Her singing is really good.
right, and you need to be a good singer, obviously.
And then I mean, just look at her face. It's very.
I mean, it doesn't look like Ariel's face.
Yeah, but I mean, it looks.
Jeez.
But it's cute. It's cute. She
Okay,
looked like Janet
so
Jackson.
We were actually talking before this, Mike. Why aren't you as supportive as it or of it? Like, just explain your point of view.
Maybe because it's like I grew up on the movie and
Yeah.
I watched it plenty of times growing up,
Right.
and it's like, I guess because that's the way she looks, I expect it to live action for her to look exactly like that.
Well,
I mean,
and that
because
makes sense. That makes
because
sense.
all the Disney movies so far have
Right.
been accurate.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
In
why
terms of its
why are you
casting.
changing it now? You know.
And I mean, if you're growing up on those movies and you love, in your mind, the nostalgia comes from seeing the characters that you grew to love growing up, and you see someone who's just completely different.
Yeah.
I think we were talking about, like, a metaphor we used was if, like, there was a different skin or a different ethnicity, like of a different character, like Mulan or
Yeah.
Right.
or Dumbo, you know, like
When-
we
Yeah.
use Dumbo.
Origins.
Yeah,
right.
like having Mulan to be African American
Or
would just
Dumbo
be
being a
totally
donkey.
weird.
Super
Yeah, it would be totally
strange,
weird.
right? Not because she's African American, but because it's not accurate to what we grew to love growing up.
I can see like if it was a book that we all read, because when we read something,
Can
you
interpret
imagine
it-
something
yeah,
differently,
everything,
right?
yeah.
But because you already made a movie of what she looks like
Right.
already, and for you to change it on me, like I don't know how I feel about
yeah,
that.
I think for Little Mermaid, her hair was very iconic. You know
The
what I mean?
red
Like
hair, yeah.
the red
Yeah.
hair. You expect that, and I mean maybe they could dye her hair red. I mean for
Which they
No.
probably will,
all
or maybe,
purposes.
So you
or
think
maybe
she's
they.
gonna have red hair.
I have a feeling.
And
Yeah.
another good point too is like, is her family going to be African American too? Like, is King Trident going to be African American?
I think it would make sense if he was, or at least one of the parents has to be, right?
yeah. I mean
be
unless
super
unless
strange
laws
if they
are
were
different
both-
in the fish world.
But I mean, even in Little Mermaid,
Be
though,
like
the
Detective
movie.
Pikachu. So
Yeah,
there you go.
yeah,
But in,
Detective
but in
Pikachu
Little
was a
Mermaid, the
shocker.
movie, they didn't show what the mother looked like.
That's
No,
It was
only
just
the-
King Trident, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so if she's
Maybe they can get away with it, but I don't,
Yeah.
I don't know. Who are the other contestants?
Yeah, I wonder who else was vying for that.
Bring them down. Bring them down.
okay, that actually makes sense though. If you never found out what her mother looks like,
Right.
she could totally. That opens
Yeah.
up the
Like
possibility.
not
I
knowing
never
what
thought
Ryan
about
Reynolds
that.
looked like, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me put this in a perception. So we have a lineup of all the Disney princesses, right?
Yeah.
So with this movie coming out, are you going to change her now in the lineup because now she's going to be African American? Sorry. Because now
Are
she's
you
going to.
good?
Sorry,
You
yeah.
need CPR?
No. I forgot to
You
breathe.
need mouth to mouth. Brandon's like, I'll
But
give
you know what I'm
mouth to
saying
mouth.
is like,
bros.
not are you gonna change her to be African American now? Like, is she gonna be on the backpacks African American? Are the toys gonna be African American?
Right.
Like
And
the
if-
whole.
And if she is, screw it, dude. Make her black. I don't care.
I know you don't, but it's like, what about what if like the diehard Ariel fans to this day,
Uh huh.
they're gonna
get
care
that.
about it,
I think
you
we
know?
just gotta wait and see until more news articles and more
Right.
people are hearing this and just see what is their
The
comments on
reaction.
it, their
Everyone's
reaction.
reaction.
I'm
'Cause I
gonna
want to hear their reaction.
call Sonic the Hedgehog on this movie, and I want a full on redo.
You gotta CG the whole CG.
Because it's not accurate.
Because
to the
it's not
movie.
accurate.
Okay.
to the,
Just
We-
make that clear.
We understand that.
Nothing.
it doesn't look the same. It doesn't look the same.
Okay. All right. Well, we know where you stand, Kari.
I stand
By me
Or-
or on their side?
in the middle.
I'm in the
Okay.
middle.
I want to see other people's reactions. I want to see other people's opinions, and then I also want to see like the trailer for it, just
Yeah.
to see how she is. Because for me, it's weird seeing her being this lead role and coming from YouTube and just
YouTube,
singing.
right.
So I already know like her origin. So her acting, how
Right. It's
Right,
like
yeah.
why start off your big career as an actor?
Right.
yeah. So
Okay.
we'll see.
Maybe because of
Quincy?
opportunity. I mean, like we talked about a little bit. It's like they had that Cinderella movie, right, where Tony Braxton was the lead. Was it?
Was it?
Who?
Was it not Tony Braxton?
Brandy.
No, Brandy.
Oh, Brandy. I'm sorry.
Random names, man. Oprah wasn't in that movie, dog.
Whitney
I
Houston.
exchanged
the most
Oprah-
iconic.
Yeah.
Whitney Houston.
I exchanged Oprah with
Oh my
with
God.
Whitney, and then
Not alike.
and then
Not similar.
and then Tony Braxton,
Not the
then-
same.
and then Tony
Being
Braxton
a
with
Cinderella with that low voice.
For
break
the
my heart.
listeners,
break my heart.
for the listeners who don't know what we're talking about, there was a Cinderella movie remake, a live-action Cinderella remake. Who I mean, you guys have probably heard of it, where she was the lead role. Cinderella was African American. Her
Brandy.
sisters were white though. Yeah,
It was Brandy. Yeah,
her sisters were
I think
white.
because she was
Yeah.
adopted.
I think-
right?
yeah,
Fairy
she was
godmother
adopted,
was
yeah.
Whitney Houston.
Yeah.
The
The lead guy was Asian.
Prince
was
Charming.
Asian.
Yeah,
Was that
Prince-
Prince Charming in Cinderella, or is that Snow White?
No, I think it's Prince Charming
Prince
too.
Charming.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Prince Charming was Asian,
Yeah.
and it was a great movie.
It was.
So we'll have, we just have to
But
find out.
in
how
in
it
the
goes.
defense of that movie, that was a side movie. That wasn't a legit Disney movie.
But you know,
So then
I think
side
you know why
movies.
it was good because the singing.
Yeah,
Yeah, and everyone was a singer.
Brandy was so good. Whitney Houston, of course,
Obviously.
whatever.
Can't
Yeah.
Can't beat your
Yeah.
godmother.
So I mean, let's see how this, how she does it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say anything.
You already said enough. We
I
know
want to
how
say
you
something, but
feel.
I'm not gonna say anything because I feel like Brandon's just gonna get mad at me
No,
again.
I'm not mad. I would never get mad.
He
at
goes that.
anything. That's the. We're approaching dangerous waters.
Okay.
Yeah. We
It's not anger. It's just
we love our listeners.
All I can say is we live in a world where we focus a lot on like image,
Yeah.
Right.
and it's, if it doesn't look proper, people get upset about it.
Yeah. Well, like
Not
you
proper.
said,
You know,
Accurate.
I don't care how
Accurate.
good the
Proper.
singing is.
Well,
if the image is
it's-
not proper,
Not proper. Accurate.
either
yeah.
or.
Well,
I didn't hear a
it's
difference.
the same thing, like Michael B. Jordan, right? We were saying
Mike
Michael
is
B.
just
Jordan
on.
and Fantastic Four.
Guys, it's the alcohol.
It's the day drinking.
It's the
We've
day
been
It is the
drinking.
day
He
drinking.
has a
Drinking.
problem, and we need
Yeah,
to address
and it's okay.
it.
AA is a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we lift liability from that. Not just
I didn't even have that much.
You need to come to terms, That's
Just
how-
accept it.
Just
and
accept
that's the
it.
first step.
That's the
and then
first
move
step.
past it.
Acceptance
And
is
move
the
past
first.
it.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Wrapping up, dude. I'm all for an African American Ariel.
Mhm.
I'm gonna have to see the live action movie. I totally understand where you're coming from though, because before we started talking about it, dude, I was like, what? Why don't you want a black Ariel? That's weird. But now that I'm like, I heard your argument, dude. I totally see where you're coming from. Because I think you made the argument too, like if you grow up on the comics and you see a white Captain America, for example, in the Marvel universe, if you see a white Captain America and you become so familiar with that image in your head, and you're like, it's not because he's white, it's because that's the character that was created.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
why change?
Was anyone surprised when they saw Nick Fury? I was surprised when I saw Nick Fury.
Was Nick Fury
Don't
traditionally
ask
white?
me. I don't
Yeah,
know.
he was a white.
He was a white guy,
with.
yeah.
Oh.
And I was like,
Were you upset at that?
I wasn't.
I didn't really know too much
surprised.
about
Okay.
Nick Fury.
I was surprised because every single comic that I read about Nick Fury
Oh.
was always
And
like.
how'd you feel about that? Were you just
I
surprised?
was
That's
no,
it.
I was just surprised.
Oh.
I mean, I actually like now the Nick Fury
Yeah,
in
Samuel
the role,
Jackson is
Samuel
great.
Jackson in the role, but the comics, like if you're growing up, like for
But I
15
feel like
years,
there's certain roles that you
Are
can be a different,
interchangeable.
exactly.
Yeah.
But I feel like if they made a Dragon Ball Z movie and Goku wasn't
They did.
Asian,
Dude, they made a white Goku.
yeah, he was
They
white.
made a white-
and
And it was
everyone was
so
so
weird.
upset about it.
Yeah.
Like there's just certain characters you can't change.
Makes sense.
I
man.
feel like.
No, I feel.
And I feel like any of the Disney princesses,
any of these nuts.
you can't.
These nuts.
What? Don't look at me like that. Bang Bros. Hashtag Bang Bros.
Any of these nuts.
Anyways, but
He's
but I feel like
drinking.
you can't change the Disney princesses because it's like they
They're
already
iconic.
gave
They're-
us
Yeah, they're iconic.
what
The
they
image,
look like,
right,
you
the
know.
image. I agree.
If they make a live action Moana in 10 years and she's white, I'm pissed.
Oh.
I'm so pissed.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm signing.
Or they
that
made her
petition.
Mexican? Like, come on
And then
now.
That's
we're
the only
getting Thanos
petition
snapped.
I know.
Change.org, everyone.
We're the first to go.
Change.org.
But I mean, in that example, right? Because we all grew up on Dragon Ball Z, and if Goku was a different ethnicity, like it wouldn't make sense.
Yep.
Sure.
I feel that, yeah.
And I feel like that's what how I feel about
And do you
this
think
movie.
that maybe that it's because like Disney is trying to show so much that they're in the current like modern
Yeah.
social environment?
But I mean,
Diver-
Disney is
diversification.
so
They're going
big,
overboard?
but they can create their own movies that can have that, you know?
Yep.
Like we
No,
already
yeah, I
have
agree.
this, it's already set.
For
You
sure.
can't change
Yeah.
it. Well, I mean, you can. They could do whatever they want, but I feel like me growing up on it, I feel like they can't change that.
Alters your
Because they already,
Yeah.
because they already
My
gave us
child
what
looks
she looks
different.
like, you know. And you, like you said, her red hair is so iconic.
Yeah.
Like if she doesn't even have that, like it
Who
doesn't
are
make
you?
sense.
You're not
Who's
Ariel.
Ariel?
Yeah,
You're
like
not
it doesn't
Ariel.
make sense.
What is Ariel?
If she doesn't have,
All right, guys, let's wrap it up. Good discussions.
yep.
Hopefully
debates.
Taylor figures her out.
Don't sign the
Yeah.
petition.
Yeah, no petition signing up in here.
And it's not Halle Berry
It's
and Little Mermaid.
Haley Bailey. Sorry, guys. Sorry, we have to reshoot
Hele,
that.
hele, berry.
And hopefully you guys are excited for the upcoming movies and stuff that we
Yeah.
talked about today.
Yeah, that was good.
We hope you guys enjoyed MetaTalk podcast. We'll see you guys next week. Let us know your feedback in the comments below and what you guys think about all the topics. Bang, bang. Ba, ba, ba.
Yeah.